Well, I will try again. Uh, I recorded a video actually quite a few hours ago now and got it all up and everything, and there was no sound. And I've been working all morning. It's now noon, right at the button, noon right at 12 o'clock. And uh, I'm trying again. It was like 4 hours, more than 4 hours ago that I recorded the earlier video. The title of which is Getting Back on Track. The trip, followed so quickly by the computer issue, threw me off track a bit, and I didn't have, I've got to put me in there. Hopefully, I will be able to resolve the latter today and get my newly installed operating system, Windows 10, up and running. So far, I'm still on my older laptop. I also want to get these videos recorded earlier in the day, having fallen back due to the trip. We face the potential of seeing some major changes in world politics if some of the promises we've been hearing for several years now finally come into manifestation. I know that this is my hope and prayer, as I'm sure it is for many of you who have learned the truth about how this world has been hijacked by less than honorable beings. Now, let me make some corrections. That's the blurb as I actually wrote it this morning and recorded it, but no sound. I'm now on the new computer. I'm not on the old one. I'm operating in Windows 10 for the first time, and that's very different than what it was when I recorded 4.5 hours ago. Anyway, yes, challenges with computers, but I want to get to the important thing. I mean, today is Aristo's birthday and my brother's birthday, and it's also one of my old friends who the last several postings have been me wishing her a happy birthday, and there's been nothing in between, and I'm wondering if she's still alive. Uh, but in any case, I do need to get back on track, and I want to be focusing my videos on some of the things that we need to see happening in the world. Yes, the world has been hijacked by demons and devils and used by unscrupulous men and women who think that the only thing about life that's important is how much money you can make, and it doesn't matter how much you steal from others, and virtually all of the wealthy people are thieves. They've stolen the value from you and me, and we need to realize that we are not born paupers. We are born with unlimited potential and unlimited value. That's something that's not taught to us. We are taught that we are put into a debt slavery system because that's how they controlled the slaves. They controlled them by paying them for their talents, gifts, abilities, and labor and creativity, etc. But it's not about money. It's never been about money. It's been about realizing who we are. And in the old system, we'll never realize who we are. We'll never realize that we are slaves if we go by the mind control teachings in religion, in our education systems, in our business enterprises. Everything that we have learned in the world about the world and about ourselves is false. It's all been twisted and bent out of shape. Now, when I say everything is false, that doesn't mean there's no truth at all in religions. It doesn't mean that there's no truth ever being told anywhere. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the power elite, the establishment, whatever you want to call it, they have been lying to us from the get-go. I do not believe that they necessarily started out as humans. They've certainly taken over humanity and many of them have the appearance of being human, but I wonder if that's true. In any case, I want to focus my attention as much as possible on the positive changes that we need to be making in the world. And I wish to God that I could listen to what I said earlier, because I'm not in the same mind frame now as I was then. I've been struggling with issues all morning long. But in any case, I want to get to where I can put my perspective back on the changes that we need to make. Now, I was involved in RUSA, the Republic, the reestablishment of the Republic. And until the Republic is reestablished in the United States, I think the whole world is going to be experiencing very strong difficulties, because the United States has become the worst nation on earth, with the possible exception of Israel, which was taken over again by people that are not Israeli. They were never Jewish. These are the Khazarians, and they make up the majority of what we call Judaism in the modern world. But it's not Judaism. It doesn't come even from the Bible. And I don't know how much of the Bible was messed with. I suspect quite a bit of it, because again, it's been a control system, and we've got to get back on track first by remembering who we are. We are children of Creator, whatever that is, whether that Creator is multiple beings, or one being, or whatever. We've got to get back on track to realizing that all value is in us. It's not in money. It's in us. It's in our abilities to create. It's in our abilities to build things and to fix things and to work in the physical realm. Just because we're physical and we look like we're separate, we're not separated from each other. And as long as you have the separation mindset, you're going to be off base, and you're not going to be able to produce that which makes everyone prosper. See, that's the point. Everyone needs to have the potential of prospering him or herself. And we've had that taken away from us in the current system. We need to recognize that to get back on track, folks. We need to recognize where we've come. And Swiss Indo and some of these other things that I've been involved in, every one of them had a good intention. And when I aligned up with the ambassador, I believed he had good intentions. He made some promises to me early on, and he was going to take me to China, and I went out and I got a passport. I spent almost $600 to rush it real quick, and then the trip never materialized. I still have the passport. I used it on my trip to Australia, but nothing that the ambassador has ever promised me ever materialized if it could be measured in a tangible way, with him keeping his promises. And that includes the help that he promised to give me in Australia that never came. I'm saddened because I don't think he's a bad person, yet it appears that he's been lying to me for all the time. And he was very convincing, I might say. And I lost a lot of friends because I stuck up for Mr. Ambassador. And I hope that he and I and all of us can get on track to build a world that works, a world that everyone has an opportunity to become the best he or she can be, and don't have to continuously face obstacles where we say we're not enough, we're not good enough, we're this or that, we don't have enough. It needs to change, folks. Help us get back on track. Help humanity get back on track. Thank you very much for listening, and namaste.